If any of you have watched any of my stuff before, I often refer to this thing called Days Since Last Incident. And the reason I refer to it is because that's how many days it's been since I had a period. Hey, it's called menopause. What did you think we were going to talk about? Yeah, if you're new, welcome. But I'm using some sound here because I think it'll be funny. But I officially hit menopause on Saturday. And I am now over 365 days since last incident. May I get a round of applause? Really? No, thank you. All right. Uh, can I describe to y'all the moment I realized it? Now, I knew the date actually, because in case you weren't aware, women tend to track what our bodies are doing, especially when it comes to down there, to our menstrual cycles, to the uterus, all that stuff. We kind of care about what's going on down there. Also, it's not just because we care about it, we feel it. In case you weren't aware, menstrual cramps can be debilitating. You kind of want to keep track of when those are going to happen. So, ever since we were wee lasses, women or people with uteruses tend to keep track of that because we want to know. That doesn't stop once you get to an age where, often that's the indicator women have that, I think something might be going a bit different. I'm not as regular down there. Some women are on a very stringent cycle, like they're like clockwork. I was pretty much like that with my menstrual cycle, all through, since puberty, all through my life. I would go about, I think it was like every 24, 25 days. It was just about 3 weeks and a couple days. Then I would have a cycle. It would last 5 days. It'd be really heavy 2 days, kind of, not much there. Third day, then a little, regular kind of on the fourth and fifth day, and then stop. Uh, Always terrible cramps, y'all. When Aleve first came out, that was my best friend. In fact, Aleve, if you're listening, you should totally sponsor my channel because, man, you got me through. But and so naturally I started noticing when that stopped showing up, like what's going on. And for a lot of women, even people who were in their late 40s or upper 40s when that started happening, you also are like, shit, I'm not pregnant, right? Because that also is an indicator when a woman stops having a menstrual cycle. And if this is all brand new to you, okay, hey, I'm glad you're here to learn. If you're just like, I don't want to hear about it, well, that's okay. There's a woman near you that probably is like, that everything she's saying is true. But I um, I went through about 3 years, starting at the age of 46, where I started having really irregular menstrual cycles. And I was like, oh gosh, is this it? Is this it? Is this it? I was telling my doctor, I'm like, that's happening weird. Of course, my doctor was like, even though she was a woman, she's like, oh, you're probably just stressed. I'm like, well, I'm 45, 46, 47 years old. I sure I can be stressed sometimes. Do we think this might not be something else though? And so finally went and got panels done on my labs on my hormonal levels, and yeah, oh my God, yeah, you're showing all the indications of being in menopause. However, according to medical profession, you are not officially in menopause until you have gone 365 calendar days without a menstrual cycle. Okay. So the last day of a menstrual cycle I had was last December 12th of 2024. I'm obviously going live on this right now for you, December 16th, 2025. It's been a few days. I was a little busy, so I didn't go live on the day that it happened, but please allow me to describe to you what did happen. So I was at a friend's house. So friends of ours, their son graduated college, and they had an open house for him. And Michelle, if you happen to be watching this happened in your kitchen. I don't remember if you saw what was going on. I was loud. But so a couple days before, I was making fun of Donald Trump getting his inaugural FIFA peace prize because he didn't win the Nobel. But I did what a lot of people on the internet did and said, "Oh, well, I'm the recipient of the inaugural fill in the blank Peace Prize." And so I kept thinking, I'm like, what would be a good Peace Prize for me to win? And I said, oh, it should be a menopausal prize. And so I took myself over to Nano Banana Pro, which is relatively new as far as image creation. By the way, give it a try. It actually gave me all the correct amount of fingers. But I said, hey, here's a picture of me. I'd taken like headshots of myself earlier this year with my blue hair and everything like that. I use it for my marketing, whatever. I was like, here's me. Here's my headshot. Can you expand this out to where I'm holding a very bedazzled trophy that is in the shape of a uterus? And I would like it to say it is the inaugural Menopausal Peace Prize. And it did it. I was pretty amazed how well it did it. You guys, I gotta find this too. Hold on, I'm gonna bring this up because you should also partake of seeing it. But I will share my screen here in a second once I can show you what it looked like. But I had done that a couple days prior. All right, let's see if I can actually share this screen so you can see what I'm talking about. Screen, my Instagram. Here we go. Okay. Hopefully you're seeing that. That's the bedazzled Peace Prize I did. Caption, I've been sitting on this one, but it's fine. Ha ha ha. I've been sitting on this one, but it's finally time to reveal the amazing news. The inaugural Menopausal Peace Prize. I thought it did a pretty good job. And look, and it even gave me what I thought was funny is I actually don't wear a wedding band. If you all can see, I have a tattooed wedding band, but it gave me a wedding ring, which is hilarious. I didn't ask it to do that, but maybe that's where it took the bedazzled. But look at the design. A lot of people really liked the diamond in the very center. They thought that was just the icing on the cake. But that's what I shared on my social. So a friend of mine came up to me in the kitchen of this other friend, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, hey, we're about to head out, but it's been a minute since we chatted." But they were like, "By the way, I loved your post the other day." I'm like, "Which one?" I'm like, "Oh, the trophy one, the menopause thing." She said, "Yeah." Right when I said the word menopause, I'm like, "Wait!" And I look at my watch, and I looked at the date, and it was December 12th, and I was like, "Oh my god!" And she says, "What?" And I was like, I'm officially in menopause today. And her look was kind of like, okay. But y'all, I mean, it's probably because I've posted my series, my podcast series on my channel is called Days Since Last Incident because it's been about, all right, y'all, it's 241 days, it's 312 days, it's 341 days or whatever. Like I called each episode I titled it based on how many days out I was from the last day because I knew once I hit 365, officially I'd be in menopause, which is kind of relevant for a channel called Menopause It. So yeah, I guess we can say Menopause It is unpaused. It is fully fledged into menopause. But I did. I expressed so much excitement about hitting it. Now, why would I be excited about being in menopause? That is the question, everyone. I don't know. I mean, listen, menopause is not fun. Let's be clear. And menopause is so much more than this kind of like, that is just the next phase of you getting older as a woman. It doesn't even encompass it. I equate it to the word cold. When someone says, I have a cold, y'all know how you feel when you have a cold. Do you honestly think those 4 letters adequately encompass all the shit that you're feeling when you are having a full-fledged cold? No, your body feels like it got run over by a truck. You are stuffed up. You can't breathe. Your head hurts. Your body aches. You've got shit coming out of your sinuses that looks like it could crawl away and spawn a new entity of life, a new species. You feel like crap. So when I have a cold, it doesn't do it justice. In menopause, when you just say that's part of getting older as a woman, does not do it justice. I'm going to try to explain all the things that have happened since I have been in perimenopause and now in menopause. I'm on hormone replacement therapy, just to be clear. But my hair turned to straw. The hormones have definitely helped it, but my hair turned to brittle straw. It looked like shit. I suddenly got all these lovely like black hairs all on my face, just 2 days ago, I was doing my microblading I do on my face, which is just basically taking this little like vibrating thing, and it's kind of clearing off dead skin cells and also that lovely downy fur that we tend to get. Y'all know what I'm talking about. If you've ever like sidled up and given your grandma a cheek to cheek hug and you're like, "Oh, grandma, you have fur." That's what that's from. It's from getting older. And I got to I shave that off every week, and I noticed there was like a little cropping of freaking black hairs over here. Like I'm like, oh my god, it's like I have sideburns for God's sake. Ah. Um, the Let's talk about the apron weight. I was able to, I finally dialed in for the last like 15 years where I'm like, look, if I ride a bicycle regularly and I do this other workout and I take about a mile or 2 mile walks, I eat relatively healthy. I had a good balance where I was keeping my mobility up. I liked my size and my weight. And then as soon as I hit menopause, it was like, that shit's out the window. No matter what you do, you are going to start gaining this huge belly in the front. I gained 40 pounds, y'all. My blood pressure went up. My cholesterol went up. I went on medication for both. I wound up coming off medication for my cholesterol because it was a statin. And I got a second opinion, medical opinion, saying, actually, some of those, and please check with your doctor on this too. I did. This is what I did. But there was like saying, hey, cholesterol levels in women, especially when they're in menopause or they're older, it's not the same as when it's for men. So sometimes those statins might need to be prescribed differently for a woman. You're going to, and are those numbers really in a danger zone or not? But yeah, I was having trouble moving. My joints were hurting. Oh my God, sleeping. You get insomnia. And if you already deal with insomnia, you know it sucks. But when you're menopausal, you get insomnia. Your brain's like in the middle of the night. So then you got to go, oh, let me go take some more medication. And, I'm working out, but that's not working. Let me take some medication to help me sleep at night. Our muscle mass just starts going away. So if you haven't been toning yourself or doing weights before, you certainly have to do it now all the time so you don't lose your muscle mass. So you can actually carry yourself places. So you can like walk upright and shit like that. And bone density. I have to take daily calcium now, which is also not enough. I'm actually talking to a group about, hey, I heard you have kind of a thing that's a solution for maintaining my bone mass. Because if y'all have ever seen the movie Wall-E, where they talk about how because they're in zero gravity for decades, that everyone's bone mass has depleted and they cannot walk upright. They have to be carried around in chairs. Okay. It's a great illustration. These are just some of the things. Oh, and I haven't talked about the one of the bigger things. For me, it was my brittle hair. I've always loved my hair. As you can see, I do a lot with my hair. It's a canvas for me, okay? I've always loved messing with my hair, all right? Point of pride for me. And it turned into straw. That was really angry. But the other thing that just sucked was that I got very dry in my vagina, and sex was a non-starter. The idea of having sex with my husband, who I love, and we have been married for 20 years in March. I was like, I don't want to. It hurts. It's painful. Sure, we can use stuff to help with it. That still doesn't make me feel. And my libido was awful, y'all. Look at me, okay? I actually like the way I look. I feel attractive. Like I said, I have the hots for my husband, okay, and he has the hots for me. It's kind of hard when you're like, it's actually, that wasn't the problem. He was fine. Okay. But it's difficult when you're like, I get that we have all the components here except the one where I don't even want to participate in this activity because it can be painful for me and I don't feel like it. And so I was very adamant about trying to find a solution. Hormone replacement therapy has worked for me. I've obviously got to keep tabs on it, and body's going to continue changing, what have you. And everybody's got different solutions and variations. If you can't and you might not be able to afford hormone replacement therapy. I pay for it out of pocket. It's not covered by insurance. So, but there are patches you can do. There are shots you can do. There's pills you can take and things like that. But my goodness, y'all, there's so much to it. It is a complete lifestyle change for so many people. And I've actually, if you go check my channel, I've talked to women who are going through it or have gone through it. It just upends your life. And you've got to figure out how to get through it. And what has sucked is that we've all felt very much alone in doing that. In that, well, All I have to go on is that my mother or women who I love who are older than me have just said, yep, oh, you're going through the change. Oh, well, good luck with that. No, we all can say no. We can say, I don't need to put up with good luck with that. I'm going to take charge of this. And there are things and options that I can take that will make this another great phase of my life. New, yes. Different, absolutely. But I don't need to suffer through it. And neither do you. And so that's the bad part of saying, hey, I'm now in official menopause, knowing that it's been 365 plus days since last incident. Officially, I'm in menopause. I am textbook menopause. But now I at least don't have the uncertainty of like, well, am I perimenopause or menopause? What does that mean? And as we all know, if you've gone to doctors and stuff, even some slight distinctions like that can change how you're treated and change how they feel like they can treat you, change what they think you qualify for, or even like with insurance, will underwriters care if there's a distinction between perimenopause and your menopause and whether they cover that or not. So there's relief on my end of saying that, yes, I'm glad I'm officially in menopause. Now, what's going to be hilarious, and I don't know what happens with this. What if I have a menstrual cycle next week? Okay, well, it's been over 365 days, so does that technically bounce me back to perimenopause? I don't know. Now I've got to go look up something else and find that out. If you know the answer to that, let me know in the comments. But that's where we are. So, y'all, I was very exuberant when I found out it had indeed been a whole year. I'm officially in menopause here on the Menopause channel. And wherever you are in your journey, let me know. Talk to me about how you're feeling about it, what you know about it, what you wish you knew about it. And we'll continue to enlighten ourselves on this journey together and hopefully, again, not suffer through this next stage of our life, but be able to embrace it, that it's new, and find the way forward that lets us feel healthy, lets us feel beautiful, because we are fucking foxes, ladies. Come on. Lets us feel energetic, lets us feel sexually active, lets us feel all the things that we shouldn't have to give up just because we hit this milestone of not having a menstrual cycle anymore. Okay? All right. With that, I'm going to send you all on your merry way. I had to come on and do a video about the fact that I passed that milestone just a few days ago. Let me know where you're at in your journey. Dudes, that it goes for you too. If you're watching this, me like, all right, maybe you're it's always interesting to me where people can be partners to women people going through menopause or these stages, and how that's impacting them. Sure impacted my husband, let me tell you, and continues to. So this is not something we're just going through on our own, but love to hear from you as well. But thanks for watching. Keep on watching. Hit like if you thought this video was remotely entertaining or informative or whatever, or amusing. I'm here to amuse as well. Subscribe if you really liked it, because there's more where this came from. And would love to keep hearing from y'all, and let me know what content I can put out that would be helpful, amusing, or enlightening to you. Okay, have a great rest of your day, everybody.